Get ready to watch more of what you love with Xfinity X1, like live sports and more with the Xfinity Sports Zone. Looking for more streaming apps? They're all in one place. Xfinity X1 is the ultimate entertainment experience.
Click, call, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas.
Being the #1 crime and horror podcast in India, listeners on Gaana, JioSaavn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Hubhopper, Castbox, and other platforms occasionally write into me about their supernatural experiences. I thought I will share some of the correspondence with my listeners in a segment called Indian Noir X. I have edited the text for grammar and spelling to improve the narration, but otherwise, this is a true story that has landed in my inbox. You can also write to me about your paranormal encounters, giving me permission to read it on the show, and I will present it to the thousands of listeners on Indian Noir Podcast. Write to me on @Indian Noir on Twitter or @_Nikesh Murali on Instagram. This is Indian Noir X, issue number 1. Rupal says, Dear Indian Noir, I'm writing to you about a strange wooden haunted doll that I found during my school excursion in year 11. It looked like an ancient Indian soldier with curled mustache, intense eyes, and what can only be described as an evil smirk. He had a sword in his hand. There was a strange dark stain at the tip of the sword that I never managed to clean completely. Anyway, I took the doll from the grounds of a palace we were visiting. I obviously didn't reveal this to my friends or my teachers. I placed it in my backpack and brought it home. Nothing happened on that first night, but the next day when I woke up, I thought I saw something in the mirror of the Godrej cupboard in my room. In the shadows, behind a half-open door to our living room, something or someone standing in attention. It was just for an instant. Although it gave me a fright, I was bold enough to go and investigate, and there was nothing there. I took a bath, and I came back to my room to get dressed for school. That is when I noticed the doll sitting on my bed. I didn't remember placing it there. I thought my little brother had discovered it and had played with it and left it there. My cleaned and pressed uniform was in the cupboard, so I approached it to open it. That is when my eyes fell on the shadows behind the open door, and I'm telling you, I saw him, the soldier, standing in attention, staring at me, his sword raised in his hand. His eyes were like the eyes of the guardian sculptures in Hindu temples, big and wide with a small dark pupil. His skin was grey. I screamed and I ran, and my mother came running from the kitchen. God, just writing about this gives me the chills. I told my mother what had happened, and she made me throw the doll into the neighbor's yard. Nothing happened for days. No ghosts, no strange happenings. A week later, on a full moon night, we had just finished watching an India versus New Zealand game on TV. I came back to my room to sleep and something caught my attention outside. I walked to the window, which had a clear view of the neighbor's house. The moon had lit everything, their home and their yard, in bright blue light. And I saw him again, the soldier. He was standing on their roof, alert, his sword raised, dressed in ancient clothes, bathed in moonlight, staring straight at me. I closed the windows in a hurry and left my room and slept with my parents that night. Never saw him again. I guess someone found the doll from the yard and took it away. I will never forget the look in the soldier's eyes, like he was trying to stare into my soul. In fact, I can still feel it burrow into the back of my head.